against the Packers. Kirk Cousins threw for nearly 400 yards with 3 touchdown passes for the now 6-3-1 Redskins. After the game, a fired-up Cousins had a message for Washington GM Scott McCloughan. Let's take a listen.
How do you like me now? How do you like me now? How do you like me now? How do you like me now?
When he gets fired up, he can't control himself. No. You've been very critical of Cousins. How sold are you on him right now?
I don't like this because that guy's still your boss. And I get it. You're emotional. Maybe you took it as a snide that they didn't think you had proven enough over the first couple of years to give you the extension that you felt you wanted, but this was a bit much.
He did get the franchise tag.
Yeah, he got the franchise.
$20 million.
Got $20 million.
Okay.
But Skip, that's a grown man. First of all, another grown man should never put his hand in another grown man's hair. First of all, that's first and foremost. I'm not your child. Second of all, I'm your boss. Okay, with that being said, with all that being said, Skip, you know the Redskins done messed up, right? By not giving him that contract that he wanted last year, because I think if they'd have given him a Brock Osweiler contract with something like $40 million, he could have lived with that. Brock Osweiler got $37 million guaranteed. The Redskins are about to put another $30 to $40 million on top of that in guaranteed money. Because if you look at the last 20 games, Kirk Cousins has thrown 40 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Only one quarterback in the NFL has thrown for more touchdowns with fewer interceptions. That's Tom Brady. Not Aaron Rodgers, not Drew Brees. Andrew Luck, who just got $87 million guaranteed, his last 20 games, 38-23. Redskins, like that movie. You know you done messed up, right? And in the words of Teddy KGB, pay the man. Pay him his money.
Really?
Because that's what they're going to have to do.
So he stole the pot.
Sometimes you roll the dice. Skip, I know you don't gamble. But when you go to the casino and
I have in my life.
Okay.
I've been.
So you play it crap.
Yeah.
And so you throw the dice out there and your point is 8. Now you can get 8 a lot of different ways. You can get it 6-2, 5-3, or you can get it what they call the hard way, 4-4. Now they give you a lot of averages. So if you want to get it the hard way, Skip, you double down on the hard way. Now the Redskins maybe was hoping Kirk Cousins crap out. Snake eyes. 7 eyes is what they call it. Then they pull the stick out there and rake the dice in. His point was 8, and he rolled it the hard way. Skip, it's going to cost them $65 to $70 million in guaranteed money to secure this man next year. Or you're going to have to pay him $25 million in guaranteed money with the franchise tag because you got to give him 120% raise over the 19.9 that you gave him last year, which would be roughly around, $24 to $25 million. Skip, he's proven it. And you can go around, if you look at a lot of these quarterbacks that's making this money, look at Tannehill. Would you take Tannehill over him? Would you take Brock Osweiler over him? No, you wouldn't. So you take Jay Cutler over him? You take Sam Bradford over him? No, you wouldn't. Skip, this is where you are now. You made this bed, Washington. You felt that, hey, we think he's a fraud. We don't think he can replicate what he did last year. You made this bed. But what you thought he was laying on was nails and bricks. He got him a nice down comforter. He made it real comfortable. He got a Tempur-Pedic because he's sitting real pretty and real soft right now, Skip. It is over. If something unforeseen were to happen, barring that, and I hope it doesn't, Kirk Cousins about to get $65-70 million guaranteed. His contract will rival Andrew Luck's because you know what? He's played better over the last 20 games, and they're pretty much the same age. They came out in the same draft. And I would be remiss if I didn't say this. All the people that criticized my former head coach, Mike Shanahan, you drafted RG3. How could you take Kirk Cousins? No more questions. The floor is yours, Mr. Bates.
So you are predicting that the Redskins are going to have to pay Kirk Cousins $70 million next year, right?
65 to 70 guaranteed, absolutely.
I sure hope you are right because I am still dug in saying, as a Cowboy supporter, I hope they do because I think that would be a big mistake long term. That's just me. And you mentioned all those teams, Dolphins, Bears, Texans. They all make huge mistakes. And I was on record before each one saying, again, I like Jay Cutler only because he went to my school, but I can't defend him as a long-term investment anymore.
Coach, make a mistake on Andrew Luck?
No. I mean, you have to do that because I said RG3 would be better than Andrew Luck, and he was for the first year until he got hurt.
Okay.
But my point is, I am not buying Kirk Cousins. In part for what we just saw on that video.
Yeah.
That was some rub-it-in stuff. That's insecurity flashing through where you're not sure who you are, that you have to go gloat to your GM and try to literally rub it in his hair. Are you
That's
kidding
not
me?
franchise quarterback behavior.
No, it's not. You're not sure of yourself either. And I'm going to say it again. Kirk Cousins has what I call the haywire gene. When you least expect it, he'll throw it to the other team. In big moments, he'll throw it to the other team. There's some Romo going on. He's becoming a Tony Romo because Kirk Cousins, as you just capably pointed out, convincingly pointed out, he's got big talent. Gruden talked last night about how his ball, he was just splitting the wind with some of those fourth quarter throws. He can spin the football. He can throw it deep. He can throw it medium. He can flip it short.
Yes.
He's got the whole repertoire of starting quarterback, franchise quarterback capability. But there's something missing in there where when the pressure is greatest, Kirk Cousins has always been an overachiever. And at heart, he knows he's still trying to prove himself. I'm still trying to prove. It's like Romo, undrafted free agent. Big pressure moment. I gotta do this. I'm going to try that. No, don't do that. Don't try that. And I'll just, case in point. Remember game 2 this year at Washington, my Cowboys at Washington? Remember what happened?
Yeah.
10:43 remaining. Remember this play? Throws it in the air. Wait, he threw it right to Barry Church. I went to church, and Barry Church went to church. That was the turning point of the Cowboys season because they were down 23-20 at that point. It was 3rd and 6 from the 3rd and goal from the 6.
Yes.
So if he converts that throw to a Redskin, we're having a different conversation because I think Washington's going to win that game, except Dak went the other way. 80 yards, 11 more plays, ho-hum, methodical, all the way down the field. 27-23 Cowboys, and it launched 9-1.
Or if you just get a field goal.
Yeah, just
26-20.
All right.
They come down and score a touchdown, 27-26.
Okay,
now
you're still in the game.
Right,
You're still in the game.
Correct.
But my point is, I look at the losses this year. Redskins have lost 3 games. In those games, Kirk Cousins is 2 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, which cuts against what you just said. What's 40-10 over the last whatever it is. And they tied the game. So if you throw in the tie, it's 4-4, 4 touchdowns to 4 interceptions to 3 losses and a tie. So they go as Kirk Cousins goes. But when the chips are on the table, to use your gambling analysis, the Vegas analogy, let's see what happens Thursday. I'm betting on Dak over. I'll take Dak slow but sure over Kirk Cousins spectacular because spectacular will ultimately get you beaten at the wrong moment at the wrong time.
I just want to know the NFL schedule makers that still have a job that schedule the Washington to play Sunday night at 8:30 and then again Thursday at 4:30. And they wonder why the ratings are down and the players' injuries are up. This might have something to do with it because this makes no sense.
I still have a little pull in the league office. I pulled a string.
You played it.
String, yeah. I did. Yeah.
But
Love it.
They're going to have to pay him, Skip. They're going to have to pay him.
Well, they might be stuck. It might be damned if we do, damned if we don't.
But here's the thing. You know firsthand you can't win in this league unless you got a competent, qualified quarterback. You can win a few games, but you can't win long term. Okay, if you don't play Kirk Cousins, is there anybody in the draft that when you're going to be selecting that you would say, I would rather have him over Kirk Cousins? I don't believe there is, especially where they're going to be drafting. So with that being said, he's proven it to you, Skip. And Michael Lombardi says you need 20 games. Most people say, hey, after 20 games, you know what a guy is. Skip, this is what he is. You're gonna have, just like Jerry played Tony Romo. He had the same quality.
It's the same.
It's the same
dilemma. It's a dilemma. Like, what do I do? Do I let him go on to the market and let somebody else pay him $70 million?
Because you know that's going to happen. Now, the only way it won't happen if you exclusively franchise him. That way, the team would have to give up 2 first-rounders. Now, nobody's giving up 2 first-rounders. But with that being said, Skip, go ahead and pay the man.
Okay.
You said come back. Okay. I'm sure this is the conversation that the GM had with Kirk Cousins' representation. Prove it to us again. that this wasn't a fluke. This wasn't an accident. And then when you come in, it's the same thing with Joe Flacco. They rolled the dice with Flacco. $2 million guaranteed in the last year of the deal. They could have had him for $14 million, but nope, they rolled the dice and now it cost them $19 million. Mm-hmm. And then they had to go redo the contract over again. So Flacco's going to make what you could have paid him, $15, $16 a year. You end up paying him probably $85 million.
He's not good enough to merit that money. And neither is Kirk Cousins for the long haul. I'm going to stand. Like last year, what did they do? They basically stole the division. But they did win the division last year. And what happened in a home playoff game against Aaron Rodgers and company, that when it counted, Kirk Cousins turned back into Kirk Cousins.
And he just gave Aaron Rodgers Aaron Rodgers don't want to see Kirk. Like, first of all, I'm on the field with Kirk Cousins. Mm-hmm. And I'm the second best quarterback on the field tonight.
He was.
And now, you know what? I can't even call him third cousin. That's my first cousin right now. I need my first cousin. My first cousin on Thursday. First cousin gonna get these boy.
He may have rubbed a couple dollars off the top when he rubbed the
first cousin. Watch first cousin. I'm gonna be eating on Thursday. Get him first cousin.
You better be.
Get him first cousin.
Like Zeke?
No, that Kirk Cousin. I like that.
Coming up,
I like that, Kirk.
Are Tom Brady's Patriots clearly the best team in the AFC? Michael Lombardi knows the Patriots as well as anyone, and he will join us next.